High five. Alrighty. We are going to attempt to just get Jezebel to turn over, even though her transmission is still completely separated, her 18 spline 4-speed. It's been a while since we started her up. The last time we did was when she moved her back here, and well, as you can see, the critters have found some homes. I got the trunk all cleaned out. Everything's still functional there. The battery was completely dead. And I feel really bad and guilty for this, but oh well. Oh, you guys, you're not paying rent, and I'm not a big fan of that, so you're gonna have to get evicted because there's no new tenants inside. Doesn't mean you guys can be there, so let's just see what happens. I'm not saying she's gonna fire up or do anything, but we'll just see what happens. My bitch bar. Nope. Yep. We didn't even get to knock the cobwebs out of her. Oh well, we'll save those. You know what's really funny and ironic is I always wanted Jezebel to look like she was an old, dirty, neglected, broken race car. And I gotta say, after we moved, man, this is really working out because everything is really starting to look properly aged. Even these got some real natural patina to them now. It's so much better. Well, it's about time we revive this old Charger of mine. But that's gonna be a little further down the road, my friends. So, we'll see you when we get a fresh battery for old Jezebel. Oh yeah, just in case you folks are new and you don't know anything about my crappy old Charger here. Oh, hang on. That one's always been a little bit tight. But yeah, this is my 70 Charger. It has a 505-inch Stroker big block Chrysler with Chinese Speedmaster heads that have been gone through by Advanced Engine Machine and more money put into those than it would have cost just to buy Edelbrock Victors, which those are a copy of. It's got ND offset rockers because that's a better set of rockers than what Edelbrock or Speedmaster wants you to run on these. Proper geometry, proper offset. It's a Mopar M1 tunnel ram that was ported by Jack Irving, who ran, I believe, Super Stock or something, modified, one of those fancy classes where things got to look a certain way. Topped off with two 650 Ultra XP double pumpers. I bought used, rebuilt them, redid them. Basically less than half the money in those two than it would have cost to buy a one. Maori dual point tack drive distributor. It had an Excel BEI full ignition system, but I had an issue where I thought it was one of my BEI boxes dying, and then I thought they were all dead. Come to find out, I had like the first Excel super coil, the big guy here, to die. And so I replaced all my ignition system with dual points and something simple. Never went back. I still have all my BEI stuff, including the dead coil that is marked now. But yeah, that is Jezebel. Original 318 two-barrel car, bench seat, automatic column shifted Charger that I basically put kind of back to the way it's supposed to be, the bench seat, and a 70 column shifted steering column. But we added the pistol grip 4-speed with an 18 spline, and basically her first adding at a real racetrack, I exploded the 18 spline and cut off the rear part of the tail housing and output shaft. everybody! Woo! Well, first pass, we drove like grandma. Second pass, it was all bad.
Speed shop in the right way.
This third pass, I lowered the pressure in the shocks down so that way it would grip better, maybe transfer that weight. Also lowered it in the front to raise the front end up. Lowered the tire pressure down to about 14 pounds. We have a problem, which I'm sure if you've watched the video, I've already seen that we did not make a pass because we found the limits of an 18 spline Chrysler transmission. Where is it? Completely destroyed. Or the output shaft? It's stuck in the drive shaft.
So it's dead
Yeah. You know what? Years of growing up and learning things. It doesn't matter what you break or how bad you break it. There's always a bright side to it. We're gonna go have fun. We're here with all these cool people at No Name Nationals. Let's have a good time regardless of blowing up my transmission. I'm not gonna say the engine's really stout, but it was built by Mark and his team at Advanced Engine Machine in Salina, Kansas. And she's pretty rowdy. She made about 640 horsepower. It's pretty tame for a 505. Well, for any stroker big block crash worth its heads, but the heads aren't ported out to anything more than stock 440 port. It's the same thing with the tunnel ram. So, oh yeah, and the rear end is a Strange Dana 60, narrowed. Strange actually helped us on that. They hooked us up a little bit, and they also had the chrome ollie drive shaft they supplied us with. Those are all in perfect shape, other than the 4-speed. So we're gonna get that fixed someday. And I see Anna on the trailer, so that means it's dinner time. So I'll catch you guys later. Alrighty, well, it's the next morning. I couldn't really live with myself with her not wanting to crank at all really yesterday. Had a little bit of a rainstorm, another thunderstorm, but anyways, I'm gonna give this one more shot. I ain't gonna promise she's gonna fire, but I at least want to see if she's gonna crank over for us and grab a little pressure. So it'd be pretty handy to have the power switch on right about now. You'll see this piece of rebar and a brick. Essential tools with my charger. Since day one, with the Power Master super badass starter on here, every once in a while it likes to act up. So every once in a while you just gotta come in here and give it a love tap. Like I said, sometimes it just takes a little bit. Like I said, sometimes it just takes a little bit. I know there's no fuel in them carbs, but I'm still gonna pump it. It was about at this point when I realized to myself, Jed, you should probably just get a good battery. All right, folks. Well, that is as far as a revival as we're going to go on Jezebel, because I I started to ramble on at this point about my personal finances, but at this point, really to me, it was just becoming a vendetta and trying to not justify the purchase of a new battery for Jezebel, but that's ultimately what needed to happen. Sorry, Jezebel. Another day. All right, well, we're going to focus on finishing up other projects, getting those running and driving so that way we can eventually give our full attention to my charger. Alrighty, so I am back, and instead of doing the smart thing that would definitely have helped and appease everybody, which would be going to buy a new battery, but as I stated last time, and instead of making you guys suffer through all of my nonsense and BS with refusing to just put a nice new battery in Jezebel and making you suffer through another day's worth of cranking, more or less, I'm just going to go ahead and save you that trouble, and we're going to jump cut to the future where Jezebel has a battery that actually turns the 5050. Oh, and a huge shout out to Yeti Jake for being over that day and helping be one of the motivating factors for wanting to work on Jezebel. Yeti Jake is here. He's tearing engines apart in the back of his truck. Since he's over today, we're going to give this one more shot. I just got to remember what I did with the keys. And just like before, regardless of any gas in the carburetors, I'm still going to pump it. Don't you just get a good battery, daggone it? All right, I stole the fresh battery out of my Tornado. It was at this point I was starting to wonder, do we got spark or do we have fuel yet? So we should probably go check on those two things. So, well, I was fairly certain that Jezebel had gas in her, but I rang the tank and it said no one's home. So
maybe she's needy. Maybe she wants some sniff. Oh, you're gonna do it right.
okay, we're not going to burn up this battery or this starter. This is an expensive starter that's already finicky. All right, so I'm just kind of impressed because my little homemade air cleaner, base plate and everything, carburetors look brand new inside. You can see the little line of dirt that's left over. I already went ahead and wiped that, but yep, sometimes you just got to make your own daggone air cleaner. Jake, did you bring gas? I thought I told you mentally to go get me the little gas thingy.
I got it.
There we go. Alrighty, well, just got done pre-filling the floats, and I'm just going to show it on camera. It's going to flood my engine and kill this whole deal, but see, we got squirt. I'm going to hand the camera to Jake. Remember, gotta take good video.
Oh, the pressure.
Jezebel's annual fire up until the rebuild.
Looks like we might have a float stuck, bud.
Yep, I was kind of thinking that was the sound of that.
But she's alive.
That sounded like a float sticking.
Yeah, she's kind of grumpy though.
Yeah, don't worry. I got it. Which one was particularly sticking?
Yeah, you're right here in the back one.
Oh, this one?
That corner, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna let that probably air out a little bit. Oh, this is my sweat rag. Damn it.
Gas to take the dirt out of your pores.
Yeah, but most of the time the sweat's in my eyes. And they say gas ain't good for the eyes.
I said what I said.
Fair. All right, so if you see it doing that again, here's the beating tool. That's from my 5-point harness.
Not only am I cameraman, I'm Mongo.
You are? Oh, yeah. All right, Jezebel, don't do that again. Ah!
I think she's camera shy, bud.
She hates Vienna. You know, nobody ever believes me when I say that Jezebel. Sometimes I wonder if this car just really wants to be left dead. Because she was in the salvage yard all those years. She was living a pretty peaceful life, being dead. And what did I just say about a gas rag? Yeah, we're gonna let that probably air out a little bit. Oh, this is my sweat rag. Damn it. And well, this is the story of Jezebel. I mean, I'm not making none of this crap up. Now we got a cameraman. You guys can see what happens between takes.
Yeah.
Power Master starter.
This is a one-shot, folks. I'm not hitting the stop button on this. This is gold. Now, tools you can have in any backyard.
Now watch. I'm going to crawl in here, and we're going to lose that magic, aren't we?
Pretty on brand for Eastern Kansas Mopars.
I take offense. Alrighty, so what I saw was a little bit of smoke come from the steering column, and I could smell electrical smoke. So I'm not exactly sure. We are definitely going to be burning stuff off the headers because I did douse this engine with WD-40 several times. So I'm not surprised about smoke down there. But she was running pretty good. I just don't want to. Oh.
Little hill and killer wiring strikes again.
Well, that's what happens when you let your car sit. But maybe it was just smoke coming up through the column or something from that headers, because I did soak this engine down really well with WD-40. A lot of that was trying to keep the critters from living on her. But that right there. No, yeah, no, that one's working. That's just all the smoke burning off. And it is coming into the cabin. I was giving myself a couple whiffs. might tell people what you think about it.
What do I think of Jezebel? I think Jezebel's so fucking cool, it's hard to put it into words. There's just something about this car that's, I don't know, man. It's more than a car. It's a personality of its own.
Why a car?
I feel cheated.
Oh, you feel cheated?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hang on. I'll fix it.
We want the potatoes, Jed. Attaboy.
Engine was at 75 pounds of oil pressure, staying right constant where it always was, and right up to 190 degrees now, so. So it sounds like her timing might need a little bit of work, but that could just be that the new gas in there. Well, what else is there to say?
She deserves a transmission, man.
Well, that's on the list of things to do. Like I've said 100 times, I am not purposely neglecting my Charger here. I'm just purposely neglecting it. I always wanted an old, yeah, Jake, you go ahead and, oh, yeah, I forgot about putting that back in there. I was going to say, if you wanted to fire back up, I'd almost throw you the keys, but I don't think I'd get them back, and I definitely couldn't beat Jake in a fight to get them back. He'd eat me. I'm just going to keep these on.
It's not that I want to steal Jezebel. It's that I'd be fucking stupid if I was given the keys and I gave them back.
Possession's 9/10 of the law. Anyways, there is Jezebel's, what I'll call annually startup until we get to work on her. And I will say, for everybody who wants to know, the basic plan is to get my red 64 Polara 500 put together. And basically once that car's kind of together, then I'll feel more comfortable about taking Jezebel apart, because we got the 55 still up on jack stands doing a transmission for it. So we got two cars actively in pieces that need work before they can become mobile. So instead of tearing this one apart, which is currently a mobile run stand for my 500-inch stroker, yeah, I don't think there's any need to rip this out, because what better run stand do you have than, by the way, thank you for doing that, Jake, than a 70 freaking Charger. So folks, I hope you enjoyed. Look forward to seeing the next one. As always, take care and
bye-bye.
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 It's good to have good friends that help motivate you into doing cool stuff. Thank you, Jake. All right. Back to work.